Where did that come from? Ooh, they're hailing us. Neat. But, why are you talking via text box? Is this some kind of RPG now? But I bet that person already does the voices of a few characters themselves and can't afford to hire other voice actors. So there really is a Zwell? And I thought, whatshisface, Cassis, was the prince. And it's what? Some kind of hidden sky country or something? Makes sense, I guess. But I don't know if we trust you. Well, I don't know. I'ma have to think on it a trifle. Probably about 10 to 20 minutes, give or take. I have a review video to do. Pen? Oh, and I need your office. Hiya! Penguin Truth here, and welcome to Otaku Evolution. As usual, I'll be plumbing the depths of anime history and explaining and snarking about various titles. Well, this week I'm doing my review from Penguinopolis Mark II. Penguisha. Since I don't have an office of my own yet, I'll have to do it here in Penpens. It'll do, I guess. So, what do you get when you combine the most insufferable elements of romantic triangle/harem comedies with elements of Patlabor and Area 88? Well, you get a whole lot of blandness and wasted potential that they call 801 TTS Airbats. It's a 7-episode OVA that will have you asking, who exactly is this for? Known as Ayazora Shoujotai, or the Blue Sky Girl Squad in Japan, 801 TTS Airbats follows the misadventures of Air Self-Defense Force's Tactical Training Squadron. Basically a glorified show team, which consists of all the rejects that couldn't make it in the regular forces. When newbie Takuya Isurugi, an upbeat but delusional otaku, arrives to be the mechanic, his bumbling awkwardness attracts at first good-natured Miyuki Haneda, and then the troublemaking hothead Arisa Mitaka. Hijinks ensue. The squad is led by boisterous giant Mitsuru Kunishi, who takes things either too casually or too seriously. The second in command is Sakura Saganomiya, serial gambler and karaoke enthusiast who's always up to something. Koji Kagamine, a complete asshole higher-up, is somehow in charge of Kunishi and plots to get the squad disbanded. And then there's Yoko. Yoko's basically Seiko from Project Eiko. I get the impression that she wasn't originally planned to be as annoying, but something about her just sets my teeth on edge. I wonder what it is.
Another great big exciting holiday. Isn't there anything to do?
Shut up.
This is so boring. I just want to have fun.
Shut up. You're bothering me.
You're so mean to me. Good morning.
Oh, that's right. Her maddeningly annoying voice. And what depraved corner of the dark multiverse was the decision to make that thing sound like that made? I think even Nene in Bubblegum Crisis had a better dub voice. And she sounded awful!
I can't stand it! This makes us look like we're incredibly evil!
Come to think of it, Pinkko here does resemble Nene. Same pink hair, similar hairstyles, same utter uselessness to the team. Except Nene has redeeming qualities, whereas this pain in the ass is good at, overeating while not gaining any weight, I guess? The first 3 episodes of this OVA revolve mostly around the love triangle aspect, which, if there was something interesting about this anime, comes the closest to being that thing. While Blandy McShinji Misaki here is quick to gain the affections of Ayeka, it takes a little while for Ryoko to start aching for his wrench. At first, he's just trying to drive them apart out of spite towards the goody-good. The two have a bitter rivalry born from Haneda being, I guess not a sociopath? And Mitaka being a total bitch, who I nevertheless am completely rooting for because at least she has personality. I guess that explains my preference for Asuka over Rei. Well, to be fair, Rei has a personality, but it's really understated. It's still more than Haneda. Come to think of it, maybe this is more like Macross, in that the two least interesting, dullest paced characters seem to be destined for each other, despite a clearly better choice. That's right, people, we respect Lin Min Mei in this house, and I won't hear any different. I mean, unless she's Mariajima trying to voice her in English. I'm not suffering through that again. And anyway, Rally Vicious gets sick, and Otaku Boy misses an important birthday date with Nina Bajantin to nurse her back to health. She may have been slightly exaggerating her condition to rob her rival a chance to, toggle his gear shift. But apparently she was sick enough to pass it along, which just causes more enmity. Honestly, throughout all 7 episodes, there's no real resolution to that conflict. At one point, Mitaka is offered a position in a fighting unit and has to decide whether or not she wants to pursue her ambition or stay where she has a chance with a guy who plays with figurines. Isarugi, for his part, has a brilliant solution to the triangle, but it's not clear whether or not it sticks.
Sergeants Mitaka and Haneda, one of you will be my girlfriend and the other will be my mistress!
Maybe I'm not giving that kid enough credit after all. Sure takes fortitude to make a proposal like that to girls in aircraft. It's a good thing the Kawasaki T4 isn't a fighter jet. After the first 3 entries, the show steers into unrelated one-off episodes with various premises. The gang holds up in a haunted hot spring owned by a creepy old woman who's really just a dirty old man. An American demonstration team acts arrogant around the squadron, and Angry Tits injures their leader, leading Kengamine of all people filling her role in drag, and thus allowing him to have some character development at last. The squad takes part in a ramen eating contest that draws in the entirety of the JSDF to place bets on the outcome. And finally, strangely, a flashback to Konishi's earlier days with Saganomiya, which is a really awkward note to go out on. So yeah, a lot of keeping themselves busy and just a little of them doing their jobs. Again, like pat labor, the casual antics of bored people working heavy vehicles. Except, pat labor is good, and the characters aren't grating or bland. Well, maybe Shinji. This anime, however, is... well, some of the flying's pretty neat.
I know. Where did she go? I've got her now! My arm! What happened, Jaeger?
Impossible! I don't believe I'm about to lose to a Japanese pilot!
Oh no!
The show would be a lot better if, say, Isarugi wasn't a thing, and it was about two women forced together in a show squadron who rubbed up against each other's personalities, only to fall for each other, and I've been watching too much citrus lately. Sorry. And by too much citrus, I of course mean any at all.
Come to my window. Come inside. Wait by the light.
But let's face it, Isarugi is kind of... meh. He's one of these generic nice guys that, while you can't bring yourself to hate since he's so positive and comforting, you just kind of don't care about because the whole show could occur without him. He never seems a vital element outside of the love triangle. He's more of a plot device that exists solely for the premise rather than the goings-on. A few of the episodes go on as if he's not even there, and frankly, that puts him at even sub-Tenchi levels of relevance. Again, nice guy, I'd be friends with him, but if you're watching this for him, I have to wonder if you have a pulse. Honestly, Konishi is way more interesting. That whole last episode, while not a great conclusion, shows what a warm and supportive guy he is while still allowing him to have a semblance of a personality. Ooh, and in Japanese he's played by Norio Wakamoto. Big bonus. Also a bonus with that final episode, we get to see some Saganomiya karaoke action.
Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. But listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye.
I still favor Mitaka over all the other characters because she's the most conflicted throughout. She starts off just spiteful and quick to grudges. And while, yeah, she still continues to have attitude throughout, she also starts mellowing a bit, too. She's very conflicted about whether or not to take the offer to take part in a fighting unit, and ends up in an arcade to blow off some steam, bristling at the advice of an old guy. She helps his granddaughter with a crane machine, more out of spite, but also ends up saving the girl from falling debris outside, which earns her grandpa's respect. It turns out that the man is actually a JSDF general, who befriends her in gratitude. She earns the respect of the arrogant but talented American squadron leader who lorded her prestige over her by beating her in an aerial maneuvers rumble. It seems like every professional relationship or friendship she forges is a hard-won battle that sees her inner character or talent emerge to contradict her prickly nature. Likewise, Kengamine goes from being a completely obstructive asshole to showing that at least he has some pride in his work and the ability of Japanese pilots when he becomes the fill-in for the American ace, enduring an intense montage regiment. With some training and words of encouragement, Kingamine performs so well, nobody even notices that... Well, hey, no judgment here, girl. And Konishi is right, you don't look so bad in that getup. You're already a better lady pilot than Yogo. And just plain pilot than Yogo. And just a plain better character, let's face it. But despite a few decent characters, most of them are just kind of... there. And there's no real arc after the first 3 episodes, so the one-offs feel completely disconnected, with nothing bookending them. It creates the impression of the anime just sort of trailing off into nothing. But it is based on a manga, so maybe that resolves things better? It's not like I regret watching 801 TTS Airbats, but it certainly felt like, outside of the plane stunts, there wasn't a whole lot worth remembering about it. At least Patlabor had satire, the occasional serious story, and a well-rounded cast. If I want to watch a misfit group handling heavy machinery, I'll go watch that instead. And if I want to see planes doing cool moves, there is Area 88 and Macross Plus. Everything this anime does has been done better by everything else. Well, maybe next time I'll review something a bit more substantial. If the Sky Country people don't take us all prisoners, that is. I wonder if Prince Textbox has a Crunchyroll account. I'm gonna catch up on Pop Team Epic. Until next time, see ya! So, are we doing this or what? I thought I felt this thing moving a bit. I can imagine it's gotten a lot harder to keep that under wraps. Especially with Cassius's sojourns to poke at us. Yeah. But let's hurry this meet and greet. I've got more videos to do. More important, more interesting, you pick.